Let's talk about Ameri. Now, there have been calls to investigate all others who were involved in the Ameri deal barely 24 hours after Energy Minister Boakye Agyarko was sacked by President Akufo-Addo. I have in the studio here the Executive Director of the Institute of Public Policy Research. His name is Eugene Bawele. They have put together a press release this afternoon, and in that press release, they are saying that the President should take action on, quote, all people who took part in the renegotiation of the Ameri Innovation Agreement. I don't know if they have any further information that we don't have, so thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
Let me find out from you. You say that the IPPR believes that the former Energy Minister Boakye Agyarko could not have acted alone in this whole renegotiation deal with Ameri. You think that he's being used as a scapegoat. Why?
Yes, thank you very much. I think the issues are very simple. In any matter of this nature, we would have the constitution that will come to play. And if you are going by the constitution of this republic, we know that, one, the energy minister cannot renegotiate this deal alone. He will need the advice from the Attorney General's department. He will need some input from the Ministry of Finance. And he will need the permission of the President and Cabinet as well. We want to ask, did the energy minister go through all these things? Now, if the energy minister was able to get the President to give an approval, an executive approval for this deal, we are assuming that the President had the opportunity to look at the legal opinion of the Attorney General. We are assuming that the Energy Ministry is one that is in charge of the technical aspect of the deal. The Finance Ministry would have dealt with the financial aspect of the deal. We would assume that the Finance Ministry has done their work. And all these put together, it means that there was a team that worked on this renegotiation deal. So why is it that it is only the Energy Minister who has been called, to take the bait?
You say that there should be no efforts to shield any or some officials, appointees, especially. Do you have cause to believe that the government or the President is shielding some appointees and some officials?
Yes, by extension from what I just said initially. I mean, if you have all these departments and ministries and agencies coming together, even at the presidency, there's a group of technical expertise who should be able to go through these deals before the President puts any signature to it. Have those technical expertise been given from the presidency? If those technical expertise were given, who did the advice? Why is the person not in the picture? Why is it that there's no one from the Ministry of Finance in the picture? Why is it that there's no one from the Attorney General's department in the picture? Why is everyone talking about only the energy minister? We believe that, of course, it is an energy ministry deal, but the energy minister alone, it will be difficult to convince everyone that he took the deal all by himself.
Okay, so what you have some demands that you sort of cataloged here. I'd like for you to say it for our viewers to hear. Exactly what do you want the President to do? We
are beyond asking the President to crack the whip on all those who may have taken part in this deal. I mean, there are public interest questions that we are asking the President. I mean, in the letter that sought to sack sacked the energy minister, they did not give any reason. But Grapevine would tell you that even before the energy minister was sacked, we had reports that the President was reportedly misled. Now, if the President was misled, who misled the President? What exactly was the issue that the President was misled on? Now, was there any cost incurred by the state in the renegotiation process? Did we pay any per diems? Is there any other costs that we may have incurred on the part of Ameri as well that we have to pay? Now, if the President or the government is able to answer all these questions, then the people of this country will be rest assured that we are not losing anything. Now, before the government came into power, and even in power, they did tell the people of this country, and repeatedly so, that the Ameri deal had been overpriced by $150 million. Now, in the renegotiated deal, there is nothing of a retrieval of $150 million. Now, we also have information, as per what the spokesperson at the presidency said yesterday, that when Parliament resumes, that the deal is going to be withdrawn. Now, is the government going to re-engage Ameri again? If they are not going to do so, it means that we are not going to get our $150 million, I would assume. If such is the case, is it also the case that the government, then in opposition and even in government, is misleading the people of this country on the $150 million overpriced deal? These are questions that we want the government to answer.
These are questions that you want answers to.
Yes.
In your final paragraph, you say IPPR is warning that Ameri is likely to fall back on the standby letter of credit in the next few months if the government of Ghana delays any further in paying outstanding debt of, okay, that's a very big figure.
It's over what, $82 million.
$82 million. That's $82,660,560 million to Ameri. This could have had dire consequences on the power supply situation and a possible return to load shedding, popularly called doomsday.
Yes,
you foresee that?
Yes, you would remember that when this government came into power, one of the things they quickly did was to stop payments to Ameri. They suspended payments to Ameri, as we all know. And since over almost a year now, Ameri has not been paid. And there are debts accumulated to the tune of over $82 million. And I'm only re-echoing what the Ameri's letter did mention, that in the event that government fails to pay them in the shortest possible time, they will rely on the standby letter of credit. Of course, in the deal that was done with the previous government, there was a letter of credit. And so we want the government to go back to the schedule of repayment so that we do not have to go back to the days of load shedding. That is one of the reasons why we think that it is pertinent for the government of this republic to obey and comply with the deal that was put in place in 2015.
Okay, and also to investigate all other governments, agencies or institutions that may have been involved in the renegotiation deal. Sir, thank you so much for your time and for coming this afternoon. Eugene B.G. Bawele is the Executive Director of the Institute of Public Policy Research. They are pushing for more investigations into the matter because they believe that the Energy Minister is being used as a scapegoat.